What's one underrated geek culture gem, a movie, game, book, whatever, you think more people should know about?
So I have one for sure, and then I have one that's kind of an honorable mention because I think it no longer qualifies for it. So
Yeah.
I'm going to start with my honorable mention. Get it out there. It's
Okay.
Iron Giant. When that first came out, it was just not really. I don't think it was well known. Wasn't really popular, anything like that. And then later, now it's like a huge, cult classic or whatever for the geek culture. So that now doesn't qualify. But when it came out, I don't think it was hardly even advertised, right?
Right. Yeah. Kind of sank. It was a Steven Spielberg movie too. So it was like, why is this not going well? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good
anyways,
pick.
that's an awesome one. But the one that didn't get attention then or now, I think, and is one of my favorite animated movies by far, is Titan AE.
Yes,
Remember
sir.
that?
Oh, yes, I do.
I had to look it up. It's like such a banger cast too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
how did all these people get together? I think it's just because it was animated, honestly. Like all these great actors got together on a really cool story, and it just did not take off like it should have. But I'm going to lay down some of the main cast. We got Matt Damon, Drew Barrymore, Bill Pullman, who, if you don't recognize him, is the president from Independence Day, John Leguizamo, if I could say that right, Nathan Lane, just Jim Cummings played a lot of the side characters, which he's
Of course he did.
famous
Yeah.
voice actor. Just awesome cast. So
The animation style too was so smooth. It was so clean. We're in a new golden age of animation. I think it would do better now. It just came out at a really bad time. At that time, there was like a lot of animation coming out of that, like Anastasia, all these different things that were like kind of that kind of cleaner animation, but it was all falling to the wayside. Even Disney was starting to make the shift over to CGI, so it was kind of tough times. But man,
really,
that's a good
I
one.
think now would be the time to not remake it in animation, make a live action series out of that story. It would be awesome. I mean, we could do the sci-fi so well now. That'd be cool.
The opening of that movie where the ships are abandoning Earth is really cool.
right.
It's just watch that alone, guys, on YouTube. Titan AE's intro, it's incredible. Mine is go ahead.
I could see that being done really well by the people doing Star Wars for Disney right now too.
Yeah,
That'd be
absolutely. And they know how to do it on a pretty good budget too.
Yeah.
Mine is going to be the film that I think got my generation, for a lot of us, into fantasy in the first place. It also caused a lot of trauma. And that is going to be NeverEnding Story.
Oh yeah.
Today's generation don't know about this fantasy gem. It had a 1 and a 2. There was 2 of them, and it's like where Jack Black got his start. There's all kinds of things about this movie. Atreyu and his horse in this like swamp of sadness was like, it still will haunt your dreams if you watched that as a kid. But it was such a good fantasy movie, and it was a really good introduction to like, oh, you could fall into books and like fall into those stories, and it was outstanding. I remember watching it so many times as a kid, and never like all the way through or in one piece. But I recognize all the scenes in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you watch a little bit here, then you got distracted by whatever you're playing with. And like the scene where you had to like walk in between these 2 big statues and you can't look at them. So many little fantasy tropes that today I see still used. It's a great story, guys. So NeverEnding Story, we need to bring it back, or people need to go revisit it because it is what made millennials fantasy fans before Lord of the Rings came out and all that. It was great.